1, 2, 3, 3, בוקר טוב, ערב טוב, שבוע טוב, עשה טוב, טוב, בוקר טוב, ערב טוב, שבוע טוב, עשה טוב, טוב, דיבידי פעם, בוקר טוב, עשה שבוע טוב, עשה בוקר טוב, עשה טוב, טוב.
Oh, yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Welcome, everyone. You have joined the Joy of Judaism, sponsored by Shabbat.com and Hidabrut. My name is Benzion Klatzko. This is the amazing Penny Schachter. How's the coffee?
Good morning, everybody. Coffee is wonderful this morning.
Yeah.
It is good to be here.
You know what they say on Shabbat? They say if the cholent is good, the guests are good, you're going to have a good Shabbat. And the weekday, we don't have cholent, but what do we have?
Coffee.
If the coffee's good in the morning,
Then everything's good.
It's going to be an awesome day. And if it's not, make another cup.
People judge me because I put 6 sugars in my coffee. So 6 sugars to you. Don't judge.
Don't. That's terrible. Well, welcome everyone. We are so excited that you've come to join us. Once again, you are in the Klatzko home, and we're going to have an amazing show for you today. First off, we're going to tell you a little bit about what Shabbat looked like at the Klatzko home. It was epic. It was historic. Really, really was historic. We're going to tell you what happened, why it happened, and how it affected people, and that's going to be the beginning of the show. We're then going to move on to an amazing topic. We're going to be speaking about the human brain. And we're going to show you an amazing video from the Shabbat.com site called Hashem.com. And if you've never seen it, we're going to introduce you to something really amazing. Hashem.com. When we started this website, someone said, what in God's name is that website? And we're going to show you one each week to try to inspire you and enlighten all of us to the fact that the world is not a product of chaos. It's not random. It came through intelligent design. That's the Almighty. And we're going to do it scientifically, and we want you to feel really good about this, okay? So we're going to do that.
Let's do this.
We're going to do that. And then we're going to show how the Jewish people have taken their mission and spread that light to the world, because we are a light unto the nations. Do you ever feel like you're a light, you're a walking light, people are looking at you? Do you ever feel like that?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Definitely sometimes.
Remember any time where you're like playing your music and people who weren't Jewish, they passed you and you looked at them and they looked at you and they said, wow, this guy's normal, he's chill, he's cool, he's spiritual. Did it ever happen?
Yeah, I was actually in a meeting once, and after the meeting there was a piano, and the place was right next to a church, and one of the people who was there, I started playing piano, started singing, and she came over and she said, can you please come and sing for us on on Sunday?
Oh, wow.
And I really think that, you have such a vibe about you, that spirituality. And I said, I wish I could, but I'm busy this Sunday.
Wow.
So
wow.
She felt that.
Well, I'll tell you, you once composed a song called Tati, and we made a video of that song. You can actually find it on YouTube. It's a gorgeous song. I was literally in tears when I heard this song, and I was obsessed with it because it was so raw and real and emotional. And I put it on YouTube, and we started getting responses, not just by Jewish people, but non-Jewish people were seeing it, and they understood Tati meant God, and they were sending in comments like, preach, brother, like, This is like Tati. Maybe one of these weeks we can get you to sing Tati, and Tati's Yiddish for dad, daddy, Abba.
Yeah, that's funny, because in that video, that was how we met.
That's right.
That video is how we met.
That's right.
We said, if you want someone to play for your group, and we played.
That's right.
And our voices were so scratched because we were playing for like 3 hours, and that song goes so high. So if you watch the video, you could tell like our voices were so shot, and yet it didn't matter that our voices were shot because we were so feeling it, and we meant it. Like Shlomo Kabach used to say, it doesn't matter what your voice sounds like. If it's coming from your soul, it's beautiful.
That's right. You know, Shlomo Kabach is a relative of mine, and I.
Really?
You know that? Yeah, he's a relative. So
Why did I not know this?
We have to unveil the layer like an onion. Just unveil layers.
Like Shrek says, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Ogres are like onions.
Just a little bit. You know, sometimes when you meet people and they just spill everything that they are in the first 3 minutes, there's nothing left. There's nothing.
Sometimes. Sorry.
Stop. So, so Shlomo's a cousin. So we once invited him over for Hanukkah. So he came to our home after a concert. And we invited a bunch of people to chill with him. Mm-hmm. And he brought some of his groupies, and I had some of my chaverim, some of my friends. And he began to sing. And his voice was dead in the water. The poor man, he had just sung an entire concert. And he went through Hallel, the Shlomo Carlebach Hallel. It's not like he didn't sing and then say, you know, I can't do it anymore because my voice is shot. He just kept on singing. And at the beginning, I was wondering, why are you singing like your voice is dead? You could say, I just came from a concert. I can't do it anymore. But he understood exactly what you just said. It was never about the voice. It was always about the neshama. Always.
Always.
So we're going to delve into that, and we're going to speak about how we are light unto the nations, and we're going to share with you an amazing video from another Shabbat.com website called Illuminate the World. Illuminate the World, make the world shine. Be an Or LaGoyim. And IlluminateTheWorld.com has all sorts of videos of how Jewish people, particularly those who are striving to live Torah lives, are making the world just an awesome place. So we're going to share that. And also we'll share some of the new projects of Shabbat.com, in particular a new project that will be unveiled special to help people find a Pesach Seder. Wow. So that's what we're going to speak about. We're really, really glad that you're here. And maybe we'll start off with a song. We have
oh, wow.
Penny over here. I know it's like, you know, this is early in the morning. I'm not sure when everyone is going to be watching this, but it's really not great singing early in the morning. Some people won't sing until noon. So Penny grabs his coffee.
The early bird special.
Right? L'chaim, Shabbat.com, l'chaim.
I'm really excited to talk about that topic of how Jews are, spreading the mission of love and peace and happiness and joy, because as Jews, we get a bad rap by almost everybody. Not to say that like we should feel sorry for ourselves or, oh, it's not fair. It just happens to be, right? Everyone knows it happens to be. And especially religious Jews a lot get flack.
Right.
And I think I was having this conversation. We're going to talk about the Shabbat that happened this past week, which was beyond amazing. I was up till 6 a.m. talking with different people about life and love and Judaism and God, and it was amazing. I was exhausted, but it was so much fun. And one of the topics we were talking about was this idea is that everything we have to give. And sometimes we forget what we have to give.
Right.
Over there in Israel, I don't know if you guys know this one yet. It's by Omer Adam. It's called Modani. I wonder if you guys have heard of it.
Yeah, Modani means I give thanks and I admit. It's the same word, to thank and to admit. When you say thank you, you admit, I needed you, I can't do it without you. Let's hear this beautiful song.
שמודה אני לך. אצעק לך אדיר שירך, אליך אקרא לך חיי, לך ליבי תודתי, לך אקרא, לך אקרא. מודה אני כל בוקר, כוחי על אבי ועל אמי, מודה אני על גשם שנתת בשדותי, ודאג לאוהבי נתת לי חיי. על יום המנוחה מודה אני, על שבע וברכה, משפחה כל כולי רק בזכותך. דע לך שמודה אני לך, אצעק לך אדיר שמך, אליך אקרא לך חיי, לך ליבי תודתי, לך אקרא, לך אקרא. כל כישלונותיי מודה אני, על אכזבותיי פחדיי ומכשליי כולם לטובתי, אין אחר בליבי רק לך מודה אני. אצעק לך אדיר שמך, אליך אקרא לך חיי, לך ליבי תודתי, לך אקרא, לך אקרא.
That was awesome. That was so inspiring.
You know how I learned that song? I was in my bedroom. I
Yeah.
was taking a nap. It was a long day, and it was about 4 o'clock. I was going to sleep till 4 to 5. And then all of a sudden, I hear this music playing from down the hall, one of my roommates. And I was like, I got out of my bed. I ran to his room. I said, what is this? What song is this? And he's like, oh, it's an Israeli song. It's called Modani. I was like, put it in my iPhone right now. So I listened to it for like a week straight. All day I listened to
Wow.
that song. It was so amazing.
You know, I remember years ago, at least in America, the Jewish songs had to come from psukim. You didn't find people composing Hebrew words just that came from the heart, that didn't come from the Siddur or from the Torah. And more, I find that these kinds of songs where we express ourselves in our own words, but it's in Hebrew, it has a little bit of a sweet, extra Jewish flavor and taste because it's Hebrew, but it's in our own words, and it may not have nevuah because we're not the Anshe Knesset Hagdolah, we're not the men of the Great Assembly, but it's so real, it's so us.
Yeah. I went back to my 12th grade year, yeshiva, where I was in, and me and my friends played a nice little chill for them. It was so much fun, and our Waterbury, we made an album. It's called the Waterbury Album. You can check it out on Spotify and on iTunes. And a song on there that I wrote is called Min HaMeitzar, from out of the depths. The low part is Hebrew, from Tehillim, and the high part is English. My translation, like a rough translation of the Tehillim, and I find that it's extremely powerful because the Hebrew has that special inner power, kind of, if you want to look at it that way. And then the English, because I mean, in Israel, you guys all speak in Hebrew, you understand it, but a lot of times in America, we don't necessarily understand all the words we're saying. So the English is able to to give us the meaning of the Hebrew. And Rabbi Kalish, one of my Rabbeim, he said that you have to have tefillah and bakasha. The two types of prayer that you have to have are the prayer that God gave to us from, which is the davening that we say and everything like that.
Praise that we're praising.
Right, but I'm saying like the davening that's in the siddur.
Oh.
That's tefillah. And that's given from Hashem, right? The actual text, and bakasha, which is your own personal prayer. Your own inner words, your own, what you're feeling and your emotions and what you're going through. Like, we say, he's Tati, your father wants to hear you from your heart, not
That's
just,
true.
So
That's true.
You see, you gotta
I
have
have a
both.
confession. I didn't know that you composed it. I knew you sang Mina Meitzar. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous song. I thought someone else composed it. I'm really impressed.
See what happens on the show?
I know. This is just crazy stuff. That's a gorgeous song. And we have to promote this because if you like Penny and the album, or you like his songs, he actually came out with an album. It is in stores now. Okay, how does he look in the yellow?
So I have to make a confession. The songs are the Rabbi's. The Rabbi wrote the songs, except for two of them, which were written by your son,
Right.
Alicia, which are amazing songs. And I sang them and helped play the music for a lot of them. And so,
What's your favorite song on the album? What's your favorite English song on the album?
my favorite, the Chuppah song.
The Chuppah song.
The Chuppah song, which you can check out on YouTube. Type in
The Chuppah song.
Chuppah song or type in Penny Schachter and it will come up. It is an amazing song. That was the fight we had. Our first fight. Whether or not we're going to have an English song on this album.
Right.
And I won.
That's right.
And then we had another one about the Harayat Mekudeshas Li.
Yeah.
But we're not going to talk about that right now. The Rabbi asked me what my favorite song on the album is. And the truth is, we made the album in a way that everybody could like it. Everybody could love it. Each song is totally different. I don't think there's two songs on this album that sound the same.
That's right.
So, the best part is if one of them doesn't hit you, you click fast forward, and without a doubt, either the next one or the one after that will hit you.
Excellent. Can you give a shout out to Miriam Hershkot?
Miriam, if you're watching this, we miss you lots and you need to come back.
Who's Miriam?
Miriam is Miriam. Miriam needs no introduction. Although, you might say she needs an introduction because you don't know who she is. She is one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life, without a doubt. And she plays violin like an angel.
She was just featured in the Jerusalem Post this past Thursday. Yeah.
Did not know.
Major article about Miriam and her violin.
What?
Anyway, so you can pick it up, iTunes and so on. Let's go on to the words that you just sang because we did not translate them. Modeh ani, I'm grateful or I thank you for the food, it's on the table, for the clothing and so on. And one of the things that we really need to thank Hashem about is the fact that we even know that we exist. Because it's not a given. In a world of atoms and protons and neutrons and all sorts of things bumping into each other in the night sky, to have a brain in one's head that is able to compute and do calculations to the point that every moment the brain is doing 10 trillion calculations. For instance,
And we're not even aware of it.
no, you're not aware of any of it.
How could we be doing tons of things and we don't even know that it's happening? Like, how does...
Right,
It's crazy.
The brain right now is regulating your sugar, even as you drink more sugar in your coffee.
You think I need more sugar?
Probably not. Your
I
brain
already told you guys I did 6. I don't think I need
Your
it.
brain is taking care of it. Your brain is making sure that you don't fall over because it's adjusting your muscles so that if there's too much weight over here, your muscles pull you the other way. Your brain is regulating your pulse and your heartbeat. Your brain is calculating the fact that you're looking at me and what you're looking at. That's right. You're looking at me, your brain is doing calculations. Do I know this guy? Yeah, because I knew him from here, here, and here, and here. And it's making all these crazy connections. And it sees my tie that you chose for me, nice light blue tie. It is viewing color, depth. It knows how far away I am. And at the same time that your eyes are doing that, your ears are listening to the sounds in stereo, and your brain is doing all these calculations, and you don't think about it.
And you're talking at the same time.
And I'm talking.
And eating, and listening to music, and reading. I know someone, who where he would have food with his headphones in, with a book, and the TV on. Now, if that doesn't show how amazing your brain is, that you can eat and he had a drink over there, headphones, book, and watching TV all at the same time.
You know, when you have a thought in your mind, that thought races through your brain at 270 miles an hour. That is faster than any legal streetcar. No, than any production streetcar. No production streetcar can go as fast as the thought in your brain. 270 miles an hour. And even more than that, can I share with you a
Can
crazy
we try it?
event? We could try it. I mean, ready?
There's a Ferrari dealer on the 59 right there.
Oh, the electricity is flying through your brain. The normal person, the average person, has 70,000 thoughts a day.
70,000.
70,000. And that's normal. If you think way, way, way too much, you can become schizophrenic.
Conscious or subconscious? Like, you're talking about conscious.
Conscious and subconscious, daydreaming, thinking right now, listening to the words, thinking about what you're going to say. 70,000 thoughts a day. 70,000 thoughts. It's stunning. It's not to be understood. Right now, the brain's calculating power is 35 times faster than the fastest computer in existence. That means the supercomputers that take up an entire room, the average kid in school has a brain that is 30 times faster than that multi-billion-dollar computer. As a matter of fact, in order to get a laptop that has the computing power of Penny Schachter's brain, you would need how many laptops? How many do you think? How many laptops equal a person's brain?
My brain or a person's brain?
I would say an average person, not like an extraordinary person like you.
I have no idea.
100?
I mean, I'm going to go high here. I'm going to guess 500 computers.
500 computers, each one with gigs and RAM and a hard board and memory and graphics. 500 laptops, says Penny. The actual number of computers that are needed, laptops, are 100 million.
You stopped. You gave a pause after 100. I was like, oh, it was too high. You're like 100 million. Like, oh my God.
100 million laptops.
Oh.
That's your brain. And what did you pay for that?
100 million laptops? You'd be broke.
You'd be broke. But what did you pay for your brain?
Nothing.
Nothing. Moda'ani. That's the song. That's the song. To appreciate.
Brain. It's one of the most powerful machines around. Simulating a single second of its activity needs almost 85,000 processors.
The brain is a multi-scale, very complex entity, and we have to look at all the different levels of detail to understand it.
There's still so much we don't know. Scientists from across Europe are using decades of research already done on brain function to build a working model of the brain and simulate it on a supercomputer. It's an enormous task. They've got 10 years and more than $2 billion to try to make it happen.
In the long term, towards the end of the project, our goal is to have an exascale supercomputer. So this is an extraordinarily fast supercomputer that would be capable of running a simulation of the human brain at the level of individual cells.
There's one problem. The technology. It doesn't exist yet. If scientists are going to simulate the brain, they're going to need a computer that's 35 times faster than today's supercomputer. That's as powerful as 100 million laptops. With the project set to last 10 years, it may be a while until we start to see results.
The brain is a mass of 100 billion nerve cells. Between them, they generate enough electricity to keep a light bulb burning for a day. The cells communicate using electric impulses. Each impulse is a tiny fragment of thought or memory. When we hear a new word,
My grandpa's veteran.
Our ears convert the sound into electrical impulses in our brains. The brain can learn because the connections between brain cells aren't permanent. The brain rewires itself. Nerve cells send out tendrils called axons, constantly forming new connections. The cells meet at a tiny gap called a synapse. Chemicals bridge the gap to allow the impulse to continue the chain. The new connections form a pattern, a new memory. We learn by making new connections between brain cells and then reinforcing them through repetition. The stronger the reinforcement, the more likely the memory will stick.
What does the word veteran mean?
When someone asks us to recall that memory, the same pattern of axons fires, and the memory comes alive. Our brains respond by sending messages to the nerves that drive the muscles in our arms. We raise our hands.
Me, miss?
In childhood, our brains are primed to learn, and they're growing fast. The rapid growth allows our brains to easily form new connections.
Sometimes we look at what we don't have. I don't have a nice enough voice or a nice enough figure, or I'm not tall enough. My eyes aren't blue enough. I'm not fast enough. My kids, my wife, my husband, my job, my car. And we focus on that, and we forget to say Modeh Ani. When we're centered and we think, wow, I'm just gonna take a moment, I'm gonna meditate. Studies say that if we meditate on what we have, we develop a serenity that allows us to be healthier, smarter, live longer lives. It's just meditating on what we have. The peace, the serenity. Take a moment. That's Shabbat. When you think about it, that's Shabbat. This week, I put this on Facebook. It was a crazy thing. This week, last week actually, my computer, 500 gigs, died. Baruch Dayan Emes, it died. I brought it to Best Buy, I brought it to the Apple store. So I figured at least I have my phone with my information. I did something crazy. I put my phone in upside down in the case, and when I went to press it on, instead, I rebooted it, a factory reset. So I lost 10,000 contacts.
So everything on your phone right now is
Gone. Pictures, messages, my calendar. I'm supposed to speak somewhere on Tuesday. I don't know where.
Oh my gosh.
And then I did the ultimate stupidity, whatever. Hashem is teaching me a lesson. I deleted by accident my own Shabbat.com account. I did it, and I had on there 50,000 messages. I had invitations for the past 7 years with feedback.
It's like Mark Zuckerberg deleting Facebook.
I know, it's crazy. So I turned to my wife. I said to my wife, my dear wife, I hope Hashem erases my Averos. He should delete them the way that my account just got deleted. And then,
Did not know this.
just delete the Averos. And then you know what I realized?
What?
Hashem would probably say, I'll tell you what. You delete any animosity you have towards anyone else. Anyone who ever hurt you, they dishonored you, they made fun of you. In whatever way they transgressed against you, you delete that. You give them a factory reset. And then I'll give you a factory reset.
Wow.
So you know what I did? I did it. I turned to my wife. I said, that's it. Anything that anyone has against me, or maybe I've against them. Maybe somebody at some point in my life did something to hurt me. Deleted, gone. The hard drive is it's wiped clean. Everyone's
Pretty
good.
hard thing to do. Definitely not the easiest.
You know, that's the lesson. That's the lesson. So we start with a new computer, hopefully. Start with a new clean phone and a new ledger with Hashem.
A new ledger.
So this Shabbat, we had an amazing group.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Legend.
Legendary. Wow, wow, wow. We had a large group of students, many of them from Staten Island, who were Jewish by name and birth, but they did not know much about their Judaism. As a matter of fact, we went around the room by Shachris on Shabbos and we asked, how many have never been to a Passover Seder? One after the next had never been to a Pesach Seder. Could you imagine? Even people who are disconnected are connected on some level on Pesach. Zero. And they came for Shabbos, and then we said, how many of you have not had a bar mitzvah? How many of you don't have a Jewish name? One after the next didn't have a Jewish name. So we made a bunch of bar mitzvahs. We scraped up all the candy that was left from Purim. We had plenty of candy. And we called up the first person. And we said, what's your name? Artem. What do you want your Jewish name to be? He says, what's Artem? So we went around the room and people felt Aaron or Aaron. Aaron. He says, I like that. I said, look, this is like a big deal. A Jewish name is going to be on your marriage certificate. You know, it's going to be on your tombstone after 120 years, your matzeva. You sure you want Aaron? So he said, what was he known for? What was Aaron known for? Ohev Shalom, V'rodev Shalom. Loved peace. He goes, that's the man I want to be. So we called him up, Aaron.
I missed that.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. Then the next boy, what do you want your name to be? He chose David Shlomo.
What a name.
David Shlomo. One after the next. On one hand, what are we doing to our kids? Why is it they've never been to a Pesach Seder? On the other hand, Hine Yamim Bayim, the days are coming. There's excitement in the air. People want Judaism. Do you feel it?
See it from the second I walked into the door. I came a little late, we were rushing. Got here, a whole bunch of people. From the second Shabbat started, their eyes looked like they were on fire. Not just that, you know when someone's eyes look on fire and they haven't really ever been on fire. You could tell it's this fresh, like, whoa, I've never seen this before. What's going, like, the phones are away, the nice clothes are on, the good people are around. We're in an amazing home with amazing people, with amazing food. The energy in the air, it's palpable. It's not just beautiful, it's not just wonderful, but it's elevating. And when you know that you're in a situation that is a inspiring, elevating, spiritual situation, it's so, all the worries go away. And Shabbos, it just brings this clarity, and then and everyone's free to actually think about things that we don't think about during the day. I had an hour-and-a-half conversation with somebody, and afterwards I said, you know how this would never happen? If either of us had our phone with us, not even on, with us, we may have gotten 5 minutes.
Wow.
Maybe 10 minutes.
Wow.
The phones are gone, and we had conversations with, everyone was just talking, and it was fun conversations, comedy, enjoyable singing, deep everything, and
By Shalosh,
unbelievable.
By the last meal, people were already thinking about the role that Judaism has to play in their lives. So I took out a box of gifts. These were Zmirot, prayer song books for Shabbos. They were very nice, leather bound, each one. And I said, look, whoever wants to make a commitment on some level to do something Jewish, I'd like to give you a gift. And a large group of students, maybe 8 or 9 students, they said, we want to go to Israel to study some Torah. And they all stood there, and I gave them the books. And then two of them said, we want to do tefillin. And then one guy who nobody expected to, he got up and he says,
Chris?
I want to do Shabbat.
Is it Chris?
Yeah, I want to do
Holy
Shabbat.
brother Chris.
Could you imagine? One golden Shabbos, one special sweet treasure, the most precious treasure, Shabbos. Hashem says, I took our treasure, I put it in the treasure house, and it's Shabbos. And he showed people how beautiful Shabbos is. And it actually ties into your song, because we could think about how grateful we are when we're not rushing. We stop and the smell of Shabbos, the music, everyone's dressed to the nines. Wow.
You know, I had a thought. Big thing that's happening now in the world with most people. I don't want to say most people. A lot of people, including myself, is anxiety, little bits of depression, a lot of thought our thoughts are racing without the ability to stop them. And so now one of the biggest things is meditation. Everyone's into meditation, everyone's into, yoga and all these things, but like I want meditation, and there's many different ways to meditate, and there's different people understand it as different things. There's many different ways to meditate, how to do it, what you're doing, but it's a big thing now. Everyone's saying, you want to calm your mind, meditate. And I was thinking that a lot of people say that the Torah, Judaism, that was for back then.
Right.
It doesn't apply anymore. It's not for present day. And I was thinking that, somebody said over Shabbat, he said to me, what is truth? Truth is something that stands the test of time, that it will never change, it will always be the same. If we're having an argument about what's true, the fact that I don't think it's true doesn't mean that it's not true. It'll still be true.
True.
Judaism, the Torah, is true forever. And what applied then will always apply now. But what I was thinking was, you say that Judaism, the Torah, is for back then and not for now. If there was ever a time when the world needed Shabbat, there was ever a time when we needed a way to put everything away and be where we were, it's now in 2017. So not only is it the most beautiful thing in the world, but how did somebody know, 6,000, whatever many years you want to say it was, that today we would need Shabbat more than we ever needed?
More than ever.
Because during the week,
do you know that right now,
unbelievable.
The past 2 weeks, Shabbat is in the news. Vogue magazine is one of the top style magazines, one of the top magazines in the world. And they had an article last week about taking a break for Shabbat. Vogue.
Are you serious?
Vogue had an article about taking a break for Shabbat, having a Shabbat meal, turning off your phone. Vogue. And the Allgemeine Journal then quoted that, and they made an article about it. And then the JC, another a major online publication, how people are taking a break for Shabbat. Shabbat is the treasure that everyone's coming back to. Imagine like this: money, paper money, recession, inflation, depression. So what do they say? You want to invest for the hard times when the economy collapses? Gold. You hold on to gold, gold will, in general, retain its value. It won't be worth nothing. In Germany, after World War I, the depression was so great that people were taking the German francs and using them for wallpaper. They had so little value, 1,000 francs wallpaper. It was worth nothing.
It's cheaper than actually getting it painted.
It was cheaper than actually getting painted. So today we're really confident in the almighty dollar. But dollar's not worth what it used to be. And who knows what's going to happen? America owes China so much money. I don't want to even go there. What are we doing about that? $20 trillion is our deficit now. So what do they say? Hold on to gold. It's solid. You could put the gold underneath your bed, put it in a locked chest, and when the economy collapses, you've got your gold. So I'm using that as a mashal, as a parable. You know what the gold is? It's Shabbat. It's the treasure. When everything else in this world that seems like it has value, from cars to jobs to prestige and honor, when all that collapses, when life takes an ugly turn, you always have Shabbat to fall back on. It's always there.
It's amazing. And you know what the most amazing thing about Shabbat is? It's there every week. If you're ready for it, it's there. If you're not ready for it, it's still there. It's still waiting for you. And I so much find that on Shabbat, you actually see people. During the week, you could be in a room filled with people. So you're at a business meeting, or you're at a luncheon, or you're at, it could be anything. We're so busy in our minds that I say, hey, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you. Ah, it's great. Have a nice day. It's great to see you. We don't look at each other in the eyes. We don't have that peace of mind to look at someone and say, wow.
It's true.
So it actually is good to see you.
You know, it's funny. We have over here the Shabbat.com mugs. See, Shabbat.com, l'chaim.
Gives a nice clink.
Yeah, isn't it? And we want to thank Sarah. Sarah bought these for Shalach Manos. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah's my secretary, and she's an awesome person, human being. She's like our angel. But before it was called Shabbat.com, guess what it was called?
Shabbat.org?
No, I don't even own that. You know what it was originally called?
What was it called?
It was called SeeYouOnShabbos.com.
See you on Shabbat.
Just what you said. I don't have time for you, but I'll see you on Shabbos. Then we'll have time to talk. See you on Shabbos. As a matter of fact, if you go and put in SeeYouOnShabbos.com, it'll take you to Shabbat.com. Still. Let's tell you about an initiative that Shabbat.com is doing, and then we're going to go on to the Illuminate the World, and then another song, then we're going to wrap it up because you've been an amazing, amazing audience. And
Yes, you have.
we really want to share with you. There's so much goodness and so much we need to accomplish as individuals this week, not next week, this week. So Shabbat.com is a website and an app. We have about 100,000 members, and it's got jobs and dating and Shabbos invites. That's great. But what about Pesach? What about Pesach? Now, the truth is, you can go on Shabbat.com and find a place for Pesach. But we decided we need to make a special website that you can go on, and without all the social network aspect, you could go on and simply find a Seder. So what do we call it? Seder.com. There we go. Seder.com.
Make it simple.
Yes. Seder.com. All it is SEDER, Seder.com. You go on and find a place, and it's going to be an app called the Seder app. And it's coming out this week.
Oh my gosh.
This week we've been working on it.
Rabbi, you don't stop.
No.
This man right here doesn't stop. He has an idea. What needs to be done in the world? Doesn't matter how much it's going to cost or what it's going to take. The rabbi's like, yep, let's do it. Got it. We'll figure it out.
We need to do it. We need to do it. You know, 93% of all Jews have been to at least one Seder, except for the people who came to Shabbos. Most people have been to a Seder. And if you want to go to a Seder and you don't have family nearby, or you're becoming a little more religious, or you're not becoming, but you want to experience the redemption of the day, and you don't know how to put a Seder on yourself, what are you going to do? So now you'll just go onto the Seder app, and you log on, you sign up, you log in, and it'll show you all the hosts nearby who are looking for Pesach guests, for Seder guests. We want you guys to use it because we want to bring Mashiach. We want everyone to feel that just like once before we were redeemed, we were taken out of a difficult situation, Hashem could and will do it again. So Seder.com and the Seder app.
What's also cool about that is we can experience redemption. I don't want to say redemption. It's very it's an interesting word. We can experience inner freedom. Inner freedom. When we connect with something deeper than ourselves, we connect with other people, we connect with the world, we connect with Tati, we connect with the Torah. We feel an inner freedom because whenever we're thinking about us, we're not free. I was having this conversation again over Shabbat. When I'm sick, right? What am I really? What brings me down the most? My physical condition? I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm not feeling so good, or is it my brain saying over and over and over, "Oh, you're sick, I need to sleep." Right. It's more my brain. It's not as much my physical actual, unless you're like really, but it's our mind. So because we're thinking about us, we're always thinking about us, me, what's gonna be? I have to get to work, I have to do this, I have to do that. If you ever think about somebody else, you become free inside.
Absolutely. When people are depressed and they come to me, Rabbi, I'm not feeling good about myself, my first question is, what are you doing for others? Because when we live lives that are very internal, that are very self-centered, then we feel lonely. We're on our own island, even though we're amongst many people. And therefore, we have to do for others. And speaking of doing for others, I want to mention this amazing lady. I'm going to show you a video on Illuminate the World. Her name is Chaya Lipschitz. And she's just a wonderful lady from Borough Park. And she's a religious lady. And she made it her cause to spend her free time finding kidney donors and finding kidney matches. And that's what she does. She just goes online, she matches up kidney donors with people who need kidneys, and she does this all the time. And she says, this is what the Torah taught me. This is the kindness that I want to spread to the world. So let's watch this amazing video of Chaya Lipschitz.
Flatbush resident Anthony Kottman is walking around healthy and strong after having a kidney transplant more than 2 years ago.
And I found out that most people are not really ready to give up a kidney. Even though you just need one good kidney to live a normal life, most people find it something very extreme.
It was hard for Anthony to find a donor. That is, until he met Chaya Lipschitz of Borough Park. Chaya is what you'd call a kidney matchmaker. She voluntarily spends her time posting ads online in order to set up kidney donors with eligible recipients.
I donated a kidney after seeing an ad in the newspaper for someone who needed a kidney. And since my kidney donation, I've been wanting to do more.
And wanting to do more is an understatement. She dedicates her life to kidney matchmaking and helped Anthony find his perfect match.
I feel great. I just having the freedom to go and come as I please, not having to be tied to a machine 3 days a week, 3.5 hours a day, is just fantastic.
Chaya's name means life-giving in Hebrew, a name that she's living up to. Anthony and other donor recipients say they're lucky to have her right here in Brooklyn. Reporting from Flatbush, Dana Arshin, News 12, Brooklyn.
Wow, wasn't that an amazing video? It's incredible.
Indescribable, and it actually hits home to me because when I was conceived, my mother got kidney disease.
Oh, wow.
Maybe a little before I was conceived, and it's a crazy story. Maybe we could talk about it once to show that there's a plan, because it doesn't really make sense how everything worked out. And to have, like, when you're in that situation, I can't even imagine, but when you need a kidney, you need it, and how are you gonna, and you have somebody who dedicates their life to doing that. People always, it's funny, someone told me that also, like, I'm in a terrible situation, and I said, pick one thing that you can do more than anybody else to help other people. And
wow.
And that's when we feel alive. That's when we feel whole. That's when we don't feel so bogged down, because it's not about me.
That's true. And if you needed the kidney, you would want somebody.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, when you do things, sometimes Hashem allows that mazel and that bracha to come back to you. Great, quick story. I have a student named Yocheved, and she was going through a tough time in her life. She lost her mother. She decided to donate a kidney. And when she went to donate that kidney, she met a young man named Zach who was going to donate his kidney. And they fell in love and they got married. So there you go. She was giving a kidney and she found a husband.
Wow.
And they're actually hosts on Shabbat.com. They're really big hosts. They invite a lot of people. It's that same giving wow. that transcends just one act, that just you become a giver.
Yeah.
So how about a song?
We could sing a song.
How about a song? We've got an awesome song.
Which we're gonna sing Pischili?
Yeah, this is a song of love. We speak about how Hashem is our lover, and how we feel so close to Hashem. We hear Hashem's voice, and that voice says, "Come, I'm open to you. Be open to me." And that comes from your first song, Moda Ani, when we admit and we thank then we feel gratefulness, and from that gratefulness comes tremendous love. The Chazon Ish says Rabbi Chaim Wasserman says, how are we commanded to love Hashem? We're commanded to love Hashem by just meditating on all the things that He did for us. When we think and realize how much goodness we've been recipients of, how can we not say, wow, Tati, I love you so much? So these are the words from Shlomo HaMelech, Shir HaShirim.
So it starts off, Ani Yeshena B'li Bi'er. I'm asleep, but my heart's awake. I don't know about you, but I can relate to that so much. I feel like I'm comatose sometimes. My heart is just waiting. It's just waiting for something. It's waiting for something. It's waiting to move forward. It's waiting to do something more, to connect.
Uri Yeshena B'Shanaschem. Wake up, sleepy ones, from their slumber, says the Rambam. Wake up.
I'm asleep, but my heart's awake. The voice of my beloved now. I have been asleep, but my heart is awake. The voice of my beloved now.
You've been watching The Joy of Judaism. My name is Benzion Klatzko. This is Penny Schachter. We really hope you enjoyed the program. And stay tuned next week for all new videos, beautiful music, and we wish you an amazing Shavua Tov.
Erev Tov, Shavua Tov, Aseh Tov, Tov, Boker Tov, Aseh Erev Tov, Shavua Tov, Aseh Tov, Tov, Boker Tov, Erev Tov, Shavua Tov, Aseh Tov, Tov, Boker Tov, Aseh Erev Tov, Shavua Tov, Aseh Tov, Tov. Shavua Tov, Aseh Tov, Tov, Boker Tov, ערב טוב, שבוע טוב, עושה טוב, טוב. If it's morning, have an amazing day. If it's afternoon, have an amazing afternoon and evening. And if it's an amazing night, have a good night's sleep.